What's up, guys? Jacob here. This is a completely unscheduled video. I just felt the obligation to go live on an urgent basis. So, if you haven't already seen or heard, there are new policy changes for no and low content books. So, whether you're doing journals, notebooks, or even children's books with like how to draw, how to trace, and so forth, this does affect you. So what I've seen as the first indicator of policy changes is through Ingram Spark. So if you don't use Ingram Spark, don't worry about it. But basically, Ingram Spark will no longer accept journals or anything to do with no content books. They don't want to spam the market with a billion different journals that anyone can do with no barrier to entry. And I agree with that change. So you're not allowed to do that. Now, for Amazon, what I am seeing right now, unfortunately, is a current wave of terminations that primarily affect no and low content publishers. So, what I'm seeing firsthand is terminations related to misleading metadata, meaning your title is misleading the customer, or it is a duplicate title or subtitle of an existing book. Another thing I've seen is like if something has like a duplicate cover of a popular book or a duplicate interior of another popular book, your account can get flagged for those violations. And unfortunately, Amazon does not really give a grace period to take corrective action. So as a result, your books can get flagged for this and you get banned without any recourse, unfortunately. So I don't want to try to scare anyone with that, but at the same time, you do have to take this seriously. So not fear mongering, but I want you to pay attention if you're in the low content space. What you need to do is first of all, don't try to panic. If you have a book that has a title that is similar to a lot of other titles, if it's like just the title, like let's say Would You Rather, or let's just something that's purely not trademarked at all. So something that's not trademarked at all, like I Spy, okay, you're good. But if like the subtitle and the cover are exactly the same as someone else's book, that is not a good practice. So you do need to differentiate yourself in that regard. If you're someone like typical with no content publishers, if you're someone with like hundreds or maybe a couple thousand journals, please take the time immediately, as soon as you can, to do a quality audit on your work. So I know this sounds like a pain in the ass, but check through your titles, check through your even your keyword slots, and your subtitle too, on making sure that you're not copying anyone else's work. Definitely make sure if something is copyrighted for books that you're not violating that trademark. If you have something that's ambiguous, like let's say a trademark claim on a property, but the trademark does not pertain to books and it's never been enforced. Okay, look, I'm no lawyer or anything, but my opinion is that you are safe for now, especially if the trademark does not apply to books. But if you have something where trademarks do apply for the book medium, or if you have something that's questionable with like, I'm just going to give a very specific example. If you have like a gratitude journal that has the exact same title, subtitle, and interior as another one, you stand the risk of getting flagged and therefore banned. So you definitely want to make good on that. So let's take this question from Aaron once this loads here. So for no content journals, should they be taken down for the longevity? What I say, Aaron, if you have something that's a possible violation, I would say take the risk reward analysis. So if you have journals that have never made any money or they're not making money for you now, and you think they're in possible violation of the terms of service, take it down. I mean, it's not making you money anyway. So I would just take the book down. I mean, full disclosure, I've had books that have had quality notices. Even okay, this sounds not very good. Even for like a typo, I just take the book down if it's not making me money anymore. Because as I've seen, like even on the AIA forum, if your if your account gets flagged for something as dumb as like a quality notice, and you don't take action soon enough, you're just gonna get banned. All right. So, Amazon, unfortunately, is not your best buddy. You don't run over to the writing company after being flagged for a violation after a week and try to take action. What I would suggest is if you have something with a quality notice, immediately take it down, fix the issue, and then re-upload, but don't let it linger. And certainly if you have like journals or something that can be a risk to your account, take them down. If they weren't making you money, take corrective action and get it fixed. But guys, I hope those of you who are in the low content space are watching this video and take appropriate caution and measures. You'll see this too mentioned in Dale L. Roberts' channel. And if you are in the community of publishers like I am, you will hear about a wave of terminations going on right now. Um, Without getting into any confidentiality breaches, I have dealt with a couple colleagues that have had their accounts terminated, unfortunately. So that's all I'll say regarding that. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please, look, I'm on Amazon. I don't have the exact clarifications on their policy. Please don't message me asking if your specific book is in violation of the rules. We are at a point, unfortunately, where there's not an exact clarification on the rules. So what I'm going to say, and this is something that affects me too, um, if you're planning on publishing low content books as soon for your pipeline, I would say just double check, make sure you're not going to infringe on anyone's work. Be sure that your metadata doesn't come off as a duplicate of anyone else's work. And I would continue to publish, but just don't, I would say, don't fall into the notion of pumping out work because Amazon has always been about the customer experience. And there have been complaints from customers on journals that get pumped out by the hundreds and even thousands by publishers. And Amazon is cracking down on it. And unfortunately, the crackdown is hard. So it affects you guys pretty significantly. And I got to look out for you all that are trying to do the right thing in this business. So let's see if we have any questions here. Someone pop up. Okay, so yeah, Aaron, all is well. I'm doing most of my work in fiction. I had some nonfiction titles lined up, but this policy does affect things a little bit. Well, Hamid, how are you? What is my favorite? Fiction, nonfiction, or no low content? In terms of business opportunity, I find fiction to be still the most lucrative in terms of scaling fast and making revenue. From a creative standpoint, I think that no, like low content is still more fun. When it comes to nonfiction, look, I'm good at it and I know how to market it, but I just don't have a passion for nonfiction publishing. That's kind of why I switched over to fiction. But I still find low content to be fun. But like Python programming books and like apple cider vinegar cleanses, I don't give a shit about. So that's why I migrated over to different classifications of publishing. So this is running 9 minutes. That's all I've got to say, guys. If you have comments about the policies, please leave them in the comments. Again, don't ask me to audit your books. I don't have the exact policy changes clarified, so I won't let myself be held responsible about your books. But just take the time to audit your stuff, pump out your books responsibly with levels of quality, and I'll see you later. Take care.